Going to walk through the kickoff case, and we'll start with level 1, so I'll just scroll down here. All right, so what's the number of plays that move only leftward minus the number of plays that move only rightward? Leftward only is just the left arrow, rightward only is right arrow, and we have the arrows over here. And we'll build this in our answer block here. So I'm going to type in a -4 there. We're going to calculate this answer to make sure we're doing it right. We're going to use a count if or count ifs. Either one would work. Okay, our criteria range is the plays and arrows there. So I'm holding down Control Shift left arrow and do Control backspace to go back there. All right, and we're looking. Let's see. Let's do the left arrow first. Okay, so we got that. Now I do need to lock that in with the F4 $signs. Okay, I'm using the PC here for this, and we'll do another count. So let's make sure that that works. Okay, all right. So it gets our 1, and we see that there. All right. Now we're going to edit that. We're going to subtract with another count ifs. Okay. And we can just copy this here. I'll just go up here in the formula bar and copy this a little bit quicker. I do need to change that value there and lock that in with the F4, the $signs. All right, there's our -4. And I'll just copy that. Hold down the Shift key and use my arrows to select here. Control V. And there we go. All right, so you can see, I'll just go back up here and you can pause if you need to look at that formula. Let's look at level 2. What's the total amount of movement across all plays? And here we're ignoring the direction. And so we just want to sum up these numbers. So we got to split out the arrow and the number. And probably better to do this in another sheet. We could do it over to the right, but I'll just do it in another sheet here. Okay, and so this is example 2, and I'll use an XLOOKUP to pull those values. So what we're lookup value is going to be that, and lookup array, we'll go back to the case, and we'll do that column B, and what we want to return will be G. There's 25 of these. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see if that works. Okay. So there's our first row, and again, you can see that XLOOKUP. All right. Okay. So we're going to split out the values, that is the numbers from the arrows. So we'll use a write function to do that. All right. So our text is here. Okay. And we'll do this. I'll do this 2 ways here. So we just pick that one cell, and I think we're okay just to say just to bring back 1 character, but just be on the safe side, we can do the following. We can take the length of that cell, that is the number of characters, and subtract 1. That way, if there was 2 numbers, like an 11 or 13 or whatever, instead of an 8 there, we pull back both of those, or how many there are. All right. So, and then we can copy that to the right. Okay, and then we just want to sum it up. So I'll do that over here to the side. Now these are text, so we can do the following to add those up. So if I try to do this, I'll just do it right quick. Okay, all right. So notice we get a 0 there. Okay, because these are values. These are values. So a couple of different ways to alleviate that or fix that. We can put double negative within the sum and get back an answer. Or we could use a value function we could have done a value over here to change that, and then copied it to change those to a number. All right, either one of those work. Okay. All right. So let's see. So let's see a quicker way to do that. Let's go over here and do it right quick. So I'll still use the right, and so this is spilled, so I can refer to that, and that's the X lookup spilled all the way across there. All right, so I can do this all at once. Okay, we'll still do, I'm just going to type in G5 there. So that pound sign tells it to expand with the spill, subtract 1. All right, and then we can go over here and in sum, and we'll do negative here, and I can just do that. Okay, we'll get the same answer. All right, and we could have done this down in the other worksheet over to the right. We're going to do it here, and we'll use the data table for this. So here we're going to have the game, and here's going to be our answer. I'll put lev to answer. Okay, and our games start with so we're 21 through 40. We'll use the sequence function to fill this in right quick. Let's see, here we go. Sequence function. So a quick way to fill in a bunch of numbers. So how many rows? We're doing 20 rows, 1 column, and we're going to start at 21. Okay. All right. So there's your 1 through 40 there. Our answer is here. Do one of those. All right, and we'll use the data table feature to fill that out. So data, what if, data table. So we got a column input, and we want the game numbers to be put in over here. All right. And there we go. There we go. So what this is doing, it's taking each one of these game numbers, plug it in here, and which changes then. For example, if I put in 21 in there, we can see that it pulls that game, and we get the 135. So it's saving or showing the answers based on the game. All right. So we just need to copy that, and sometimes this acts a little funny, so I'm going to copy values and then copy it. All right, over here, let me just redo that. I'll keep the formatting, so just the values. Okay. Let's look at level 3. What's the net amount of side-to-side movement, net leftward or rightward across all plays? Got directions here. So in this case, we're using, well, it'd be interesting, all the arrows, not just the left and the right in this case. You can see the example there. So let's go back up. We've got a list of the arrows up here, and these values are actually right here. But let's so here's the list of arrows, and they're actually in column P. So I'm going to actually change this to make it a little easier to read. Let's just make those over here. I'll put them right there, and I'm going to label that arrows. And let's move that over there, and then we'll put direction. That's actually right there, and so I'll put okay, so that's going to be left. And let me just go ahead and we've got some, I'm just changing how this is aligned. Okay, that one's also left, Control D. That one's left. That one's right. That one's right. That one's right. Okay, and that one's, let's put in for neither. Okay, All right, let's actually name these so make it easier to use. Like this Control Shift. Oh. Okay. Oh. So Control Shift F3. We're going to name these. So we're going to take the names from the top row. So that's going to give our arrows the name of arrows, and the direction, left, right, and neither, or for N, called direction. Okay, that'll make it a little easier to do things in our formula. All right, so let's go back down here. So again, this is level 3, so we'll just we'll use our extra worksheet again. Okay, so now we're going to go to example 3. All right. Okay, so we got our values here. Now we continue to use that. Now we need to get the arrows out of there. So we'll do left. Okay, and we'll go ahead and do that. Again, that's does the spelling for us, and we just want the arrows. That's the first character. All right. Now we can look this up. So we'll do an X lookup. Look up value. We can look up all these at the same time. And look up array. That's going to be our arrows that we named. And we want to get back the direction. Okay, so there's left, right, and N for neither. And all right, so we need to sum the ones that are left, sum the ones that are right, net those out, and take the absolute value of them. So we can, I'll just add a couple of rows here. Okay, so left, right, and we'll do a SUMIFS for this. Okay, so we're going to sum, we'll have to do a let's see if this will work. Okay, and we're looking whether this, so again the pound symbol or hashtag there expands it with the spelling, and we're saying does that equal left. Let me go ahead and lock these in, so I'll just copy this down. Okay. Let's see if that works okay. All right, we got a problem with the formula. So my SUMIFS doesn't appear to like this double negative here, so we'll go up here and make these numbers instead of text. So we'll leave that, we'll just let that error out on us. Okay, all right, I'll just get rid of those negatives there. We'll go up here and edit this, and I could either put a value in front of that or double negatives. Either one should work. All right. Okay, so there we go. So that was our problem. So again, these need to be numbers. So I use the value function, or you could use a double negative in front of it. And here's our SUMIFS, that you can see there. And we should be able to copy this down here, and I'll just do Control D to copy that down. Okay, there's a 20 or 60, and we'll take the difference, net equal ABS, absolute value, 1 minus the other. Okay, so there's our 36. That is the answer for example 3, and we'll use our data table down here again. So we'll just edit this. So now we're starting at what, 41. So I'll just edit this. 41. Okay, and we want this to be answer there. All right. Okay, so there's our answers. Okay, and now we can just copy this. Well, actually, I guess I'll kind of keep these. This is going to be level 3. On occasion when I've tried to copy things off of the data table, I've had problems, so I started doing this. I'll copy that as values. Let's do it here to keep them. And then we'll go over here to the case and plug those in. Right click and just values. All right, looking at level 4 of the kickoff case, getting a little more difficult. In this case, we're given, or in this level, I should say, we're given a starting point within the field of play. We'll look at that in a minute. There's separate in a separate worksheet, and told, what's the direction of the play, and the question is, well, where do we end up? We cannot go out of bounds. So again, a little bit more complicated. So again, here's the field over here. All right, and I guess what we'll do, we could do this on the side, but the next level we're going to have to build on this. So let's go ahead and do it in a new worksheet that we can use in level 5. So we'll just copy this worksheet. So this is from the earlier level. Okay, copy. That's level 4. Okay, so we're going to change that to example 4. All right, now we do get some errors here, but we'll fix that. So we'll just edit this XLOOKUP. So it's 2 cells that we want to get back in column G and H. I'll just change that to an H. All right, and I think we can get rid of some of the stuff here. Okay, and this will change. Move that to there. That should also be H5. Okay, I'll just delete all that. I should delete all that. Okay, all right, and we want to now pull out. Well, I guess we've already got the got that, but we can change this just right now to H5. And I'll move this over here. And I'll clean up some of this stuff. Okay, so we pulled out the number. Okay, just from editing what we had from the last level, and we pulled out the arrow again just by editing what we had from the last level. Here's our starting point, and now we need to think about what these arrows movement means. So this means we would be moving up 8 rows, and also 8 columns, at least potentially, to the left. All right. So probably we need to go to our list of arrows and make some adjustments here. So let's go up here to that list of arrows. It's up toward the top. All right. So here we'll add a new column for row move, and also column move. And let's just fix the alignment on this. Okay, so row move, again, moving up. So they'll be actually reducing the row, so I'll put a -1 there. That's moving down, so that's a positive. In other words, number of rows is increasing. If we're just moving horizontally, it doesn't change the row, so a 0. Moving up, again, that's a -1 on the row. That is reducing the row number. Moving down is increasing the row number. No movement there, so 0. That's increasing the row number if we go down, and -1 if we move up. And just to check, these should sum to 0, and they do. All right, sum to 0. So again, that's just kind of cataloging the movement of the arrows in terms of the direction, whether it's increasing or decreasing the row number. Column move, All right, so that's going to be moving to the left, as we see there. That's going to move toward the left, so we'll say that's a -1. Actually, all those on the left are a -1, so I can just do Control D there, reducing. All right, moving to the right is going to be increasing, moving further out to the right, so we'll say that's +1, 1 and 1. And then vertical movement doesn't change the column, so 0 and 0. And again, these should sum to 0. That's a very rough check. All right, and we'll name these ranges again. So remember, we already named the arrows in the direction. So again, Control-Shift F3, and we're going to use the top row. So we're going to have row move, naming this range, and column move, naming this range. All right. Okay, so go back to our sheet here. Okay. And that's meant to get to that row. Okay, so here we're going to have, let's put labels here. Row movement, column movement. Okay, we'll use XLOOKUP here. We're going to look up this arrow, and we're going to use the lookup array is going to be our arrows. Okay, well, that's the named range for that list of arrows on the case worksheet. And then we want to return the row move. Okay, let's go ahead and multiply that by that 8. Okay, so we're going to be moving 8 rows upward. 8 rows upward. All right, and similar here, I can just copy this. We'll put this down here, and then we'll edit it. And here I want, instead of row move, I want the column move. That's COL, column move. All right, and that's also moving to the left, which we're saying is negative. All right, now we can't move out of bounds, so we need to, let's look at our field. Okay, and we can see here that okay, the green and blue is inbounds, including the end zone. Out of bounds is gray or outside of that gray. So here we can see that we're going to be between row 8 and row 27, and row 5, excuse me, column 5 through column 64. All right. Now, to get those numbers fairly quickly, we could just type those in and plug them in over in our other worksheet. But let's actually name this range. Okay. So I've highlighted the inbounds, including the end zone, and we'll call that the field. All right. Okay. And a quick way to get the, for example, the minimum row in terms of movement would be to do the following: minimum row of the field. Okay, using that named range. All right, that should give us back an 8, for example. All right, and we can do something similar for the maximum row and also for the column. So we'll do that on over here. So let's see, well, let me add a little bit of space here. Okay, and we'll go down here and put boundary. So row, min, max, and column, min, max. Okay, so I'll just do what I did over there. So we want the minimum of the rows within that field. Okay, again, the field is the named range. I gave the field. All right, that should give us back, I think it was an 8. All right, it does. And we'll just copy that, and we'll edit it and change it to the max. All right, 27. And then over here we'll do it. I'll just copy this, edit it. So in this case we want the, oh, I did those backward. Hold on here. I meant to put this over here, so we'll just drag it. And okay, so this I want to still be the min, but change it to the column. All right, and we'll copy that and change that to the max. Oop. Change that to the max. All right. Okay. And just to be sure that we're fine, I'll go over here and just copy these so we can see 8 and 27, and then 5 and 64. All right. Okay, so we got to stay in with the field of play. Okay, let's actually, I think I need a few more rows here. Okay. All right, so there's the movement. Okay, now let's see, row, column. Okay, now the current, we need the current row and column that we're starting with, and we can do this to get that. So I'll get the row, and we'll use the indirect function and give it that value there. And what that's going to do, the indirect function treats that like actually a cell reference, a W13, and it's going to give us back the row number of that, so we should get 13 from that. All right, and we do. And I'll just copy that and edit it. Oh, I should have put it there. Okay, now here we want the column. Okay, and that's the 49th column if we're counting from certainly column A out to AW. That's the 49th column. All right. So in terms of where we're going to, I can just take this value plus this. All right. Now that's outside of our range, so we'll go down here. We could potentially do it here, but for ease of understanding and following things, and I'll actually go ahead and copy this as well. Make sure that that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I want to do row adjusted. That is to stay within bounds, and column adjusted. Okay. We could do all this. Try to do all this together, but and we'll start with this just to. Okay. So this value needs to be between 8 and 27, and we could use ifs to do that, but a little quicker way is to do the following. So we want to get the we want to use the min first and choose the min of this and this. That way it can't go over 27. I want to lock that in. All right, that still gives us our 13. Okay, and then we'll do a max. We'll edit that and do a max. So I want it to be at least 8 or more. So we'll take the max of what we just got in that first part, and that, lock that in. All right. Okay. All right, I think we can just edit this. Well, let me just I'll hit F2 there, and you can pause this if you need to. But we could have again done some ifs there to do the same thing. That's a little bit quicker than doing the ifs. And here, just edit this here. Okay, so we want this to be that, and this to be that. Okay. All right, so we get back those same values because they're in between, and we're fine there. All right, now, and there's probably another way to do that as well, but maybe even quicker. So now we need to, we'll just copy those over. So that goes to 8, okay, because that's outside of the bounds of the row. 41 stays the same. And I could have left myself a little more room, so let me just drag this down. Okay, so now we'll put our where we're ending. Okay, and just to show this works correctly, I'll do, don't really need to do it for the starting point, but we'll do that anyway. So we use the address function. Row number would be right there. Column number would be right there. And let's go with relative. That is no dollar signs in terms of the output. And we get set back the same thing, right? Now we'll just copy that next door. Okay, so we're in at A08, and let's look at our case to make sure that that's the correct answer. For example, 4. Oh, we got some. Oh, yes, because it went way up there. Okay, A08. All right, so now we are ready to generate our answers for those other values. So back to the level 4 worksheet, and let's see. This is going to start with 61. And our answer, this is level 4. Answer, not 42, but 4. Okay, and answer is right there. Okay, and on occasion, this doesn't update for some reason. We'll just have to rerun it right quick. Oh, went too far. Okay, so we'll rerun the data table. All right, so data, what if, data table, and we'll plug those games into E5. Okay, there's our results. All right, now I'll just copy these. And again, this, in times past, I've had trouble. I'll try to paste things. I'm going to paste those as values. Now, let's see, acting odd here. Let's try this again. Control C, oh, Control C. Okay, and clean this up. All right, and we want to paste these into our answers here. Okay. All right, so that's level 4. So to do, or one strategy or technique that folks use to work things like this a bit faster would be to combine some steps that we work through, also to build lambdas, that is customized functions that work with arrows and cell movements. So again, that's called a lambda. Okay, so let's look at number 5 here. So this is similar to level 4. Here we have five plays instead of just 1. So let's edit what we have. And okay, so this is going to be example 5. And now we're going over to column L. I just need to change that. Okay. All right, and I should be able to simply copy these over. See if they look okay. All right, and I need to make some adjustments here to this. Let me see what we did here. So I need to, if we're doing more than one play, I need to use the adjusted rows. So I'll just drag this down. All right, do the same thing here. Okay. So this is going to end up being, I think, a fairly quick one. All right, so we've got the 5 plays, and I think I can just copy these over. All right, so B17, let's see if that's correct, B17, and it is. Okay, so we just need to update our thing here. Let's see, it's going to be level 5 answer. And now the answer is all the way over here. Okay, and oh, I need to adjust this. So this starts at game 81, so I'll adjust that sequence. Okay, 81 through 100. All right, and there's our answer. So level 5 is pretty quick, given that we can just build on what we did in level 4. So again, I'm going to copy these over here. Like I've been doing. All right, and again, I'm not sure why this is doing this on occasion, but it does. So, let's see here. All right, there we go. I don't really need to do that, but okay. And then we put that in over here, level 5. Right click, values only. Okay, all right. Level 6. So again, just expanding on what we did in level 4 and 5. Now we've got 25 plays, so we should be able to update what we've got. So we'll go back over here, and now we'll change it on, and it should have looked. It's going over to what? AF, so row A, excuse me, column AF. All right. So over here, AF. Okay, so there's all those. I need to change that to example 6. All right. And again, I should be able to just copy these over. Okay. All right, so AV9, AV9. Okay, let's see if that's, yeah, AV9. All right, so we just need to update things right quick. So it's going to be starting at 101. And the answer, this is going to be level 6. And it's going to be way over here. Okay. And did that update look like it did? Right. Okay. And this is level 6. All right. Again, when I've sometimes tried to copy and paste these things, they don't work the way they should. So I'll do it over here. It's just values, and then copy it back over here. That's values. All right. Let's go and move down to level 7, the last level. And this, on this level, the question is, on what play is the first touchdown scored? Let's look at our field. So, looking at our field, the end zones are in blue. So, if the column is 9 or less, or 60 or more, we have a touchdown. All right, so we'll edit what we have then from the prior level. So, okay, let's go up here. Example 7. All right, and we're looking at the column that we end up on. What's the first case where it's 6 or less, or 60 or more, right? No, 9 or less, or 60 or more. So 9 and 60. So let's go down here, touchdown, 9 and 60. Okay, we'll just do it right here. And we'll start with this one. So we'll do an if with an or. So is the column that we end up on, is it less than or equal to that 9? And let's lock that in. Or is the column we end up on greater than or equal to that 60? Okay, if that's the case, we have a touchdown. So I'll just put 1 for touchdown. Otherwise, 0. Let's see if that's going to work okay. And I just need to copy that to the right. Okay, so we have a touchdown there. And we're starting, that's the first play is right here. Okay, so we'll need to find the first value that's a 1, so we'll use a match for that. Okay, let's do it right here. So match, we're going to find the value of 1 in that array of values. Control backspace. And we want an exact match. So 0, 0. Okay, that gives back a 6. So let's see if that's the answer for that first example. Okay, yeah. All right, 6 play. All right, so we just need to edit our output here, level 7, and the answer is right there. And I need to adjust these. That starts at 121. Make sure that 121, right. Okay, so just edit this. All right, that looks good. Again, I'll do what I've been doing over here. Okay, notice sometimes it just doesn't do what I expect it to do. And that's level 7 answer. Okay, so we'll copy this over here. Right. Okay, so that's level 7. We'll still have to work on the bonuses, All right, let's look at the bonus questions for the kickoff case. And bonus 1, what's the number of plays that move only leftward minus number of plays that move only rightward? And we're just doing this in level 1. And I think what we can do in this case is just sum up the answers for number 1 there. So we're level 1. Okay, so we'll just go down like that. Right, and nope, I meant to put a sum in front of that. Okay. All right, bonus 2, let's see. Which number appears most often across all plays in level 2, excluding the example? Okay, so we'll add a new worksheet here. And let's go to level 2. I'm going to copy all these. Can hold down the Control Shift using the arrows to select all this. So we're going to copy all these. That's level 2. And there. Okay. All right, so we want to pull out the numbers, and we can do all this, I think, at the same time. So let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see a little easier. Okay, so again, this is all the gains from level 2. We'll go down here, and let's do, okay, we'll just do right, and make these number. So right, I think we do all these at one time. Okay, and we just want the last character. Only right. So I put the 2 negatives there to make it make those values. Right, and now we'll just do. Let's see. We'll use a sequence here. Okay, we'll do 1 through 9. Okay, we'll do a count ifs. Or we can just do a count if. All right, and whole thing spilled. And we're gonna, let's see, let's lock that in actually. Okay. Just copy this down. All right, so one occurs 62 times. Pull that down. Oh, one more. Make sure that's working right. Okay, so biggest number is 70, it looks like. It's eyeballing that, and that's an 8, so we'll just enter 8 there for that. Okay, so that's an 8. Let's look at bonus 3. What's the sum of all the starting row numbers in level 4? Level 4. All right. Okay. Let's go down to level 4. We can just do this right here. Okay. So we'll do row indirect. That'll give us the row number. Okay. And we'll just copy that down. All right. And that sums to 374, looks like. Sure about that. Yeah, 374. So I'll just copy that and go back up there and paste it. Okay, well, 374, I'll just type it in. All right, bonus 4, how many cells on the football field are in the end zone? All right, let's look at the field. It's actually blue, not yellow. So what we can do, I'll just put 1s here. So highlight, enter 1. And then control enter, and that'll put 1s everywhere. And I think they're the same size, but we'll just be sure here. So 1, enter. Okay, I'll hold down the control key and select this as well. All right, and we can see down here that it does sum to 200 there at the bottom. So we'll just type that in. So to the case. It's 200. All right. How many plays in level 6 and 7 is movement limited by out of bounds? So this is going to be a little bit more work than the other ones, I believe. All right. So again, this is level 6 and 7. Okay, so let's go over here where we did our work for those levels. All right. And I'll just change this back to level 6, or example 6. Okay, now let's go down here and we'll just do, I'll just call it bonus. It's bonus 5. Okay, so see if this makes sense. I'm going to do if or. We're going to compare the adjusted row to the unadjusted. So if this value is not equal to this value, or if this value is not equal to that value, either one of those things is true, we want a 1, otherwise 0. Okay. And let's copy that to the right. Okay. All right. And then we'll sum it. Okay. All right. So for example, 6, that's how many. We'll go over here and let's see. Those games start what? Go here. Oh, too far. Okay. So game 6, excuse me, level 6, 101 through 140. All right. Okay. So that's 40 rows.
Transfer this right there. And make sure I got that right. Yeah, 81 through. Oh, no. 101 through 140. 101. Okay. So data, what if, data table, and we're plugging those game numbers in up here. Right. And then we can just sum up those. We'll just do it right there. So 355. Good top. 355. All right. So that finishes up the walkthrough. Certainly there are places, there are quicker ways to do things for sure. And again, one way to potentially do things faster is to build some custom functions beforehand using Lambda, like working with, for example, if I had some of those that worked with arrows. But good luck moving forward.